Dayron, what do you know about this movie?
Space, Brad Pitt.
That's it?
The world in space.
Okay.
Any movie with Brad Pitt is going to be at least semi-decent, at least for me, 'cause I like Brad Pitt as an actor.
You would hope so.
Yeah, I've always liked Brad Pitt ever since Troy. Like Meet Joe Black was really good too. But it looks like an exciting movie. Apparently it sets the new standard for how science fiction films are supposed to be shot in 2019, so we'll see how it does.
All right. You don't know anything about the movie?
No, we were supposed to go see Rambo, but all of a sudden it changed. So I was doing homework on Rambo, so I know nothing about this. So the only thing that I know is that it had an $80 to $100 million budget. That's it. So why don't you interview yourself, being that you're making us go to this movie? How about that? How about I flip the camera to you?
How about if it's going to be a really good movie?
I hope so.
I don't know much. I know there's an interstellar. See, now you just moved the camera.
You're right. I'm letting go.
There's an interstellar object headed to Earth, and they're depending on Brad Pitt to save the world and to also find his father, who went on a previous mission to do the same thing years before. That's all I know about it. It looks really good in the previews. It's about 2 hours long.
Can you not do the 2 again like that? Okay, so you still did it. Okay. That's 3D.
The last couple space movies, that Interstellar,
Sandra Bullock,
and the Sandra Bullock one, I could not even stomach.
So that's where you at?
But it's kind of like, I like the alien ones though.
Yeah.
alien sci-fi.
So I'm not
2-6 Beast. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
I'm not expecting a lot. I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised.
It's crazy out there. There's fires everywhere and plane crashes. They're calling it the surge.
Later.
That's what?
Hello everyone, welcome to Tall Table. I am DJ Zion7.
Dayron,
Mike.
And I'm Ray.
And today we just saw Astra. And I think we have some mixed reviews, but I'm going to let everyone else start and we just go from there. Or I can start and just tell you what I thought.
Why don't you go ahead and start?
Yeah.
For me, this is my second Brad Pitt movie that I'm not thrilled about. I thought the story was long, a little slow, a little boring, and it took everything in me not to walk out. So that is just it.
Star Wars, what would you give it then?
Can I think about that?
Sure you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we'll get back to that.
Think about it.
There you go. Just doing it. Okay, as far as with me, I'm not a sci-fi person, so we actually were supposed to be seeing one movie, and then we went into this, so I didn't know what I was going to actually be getting into. I didn't. It was just, I saw the previews when we did, so I was kind of familiar that Brad Pitt was in it. But again, I'm not a sci-fi person. Did I like the movie? I guess I did, because like I said, I don't have really any huge things to compare to because I'm not a sci-fi person. I don't watch sci-fi movies. I feel as if Brad Pitt did a good job for what he portrayed and the character that he was. It kind of reminded me, like I was telling you when we were walking, it kind of reminded me of Castaway, where Tom Hanks was basically all by himself, and it was just soul acting that you had to end up seeing from him at that point. Yeah. So, I kind of respected that whole thing. It wasn't a lot of actors that he got to lean on to and all of that. So, I did.
So you didn't see the one with Sandra Bullock then?
No.
Okay.
No,
Or Matthew McConaughey one?
No. I'm not a sci-fi person. The most sci-fi that I've watched is probably the Star Wars trilogies. That's pretty much
those are sci-fi action movies.
And this is actually sci-fi action as well too. And the Rotten Tomatoes and everything else.
They called it an action movie?
Yeah, sci-fi action.
I would have disagreed with
There
that.
was
It was
two
very
minimal
little
action scenes. Like there was many.
I wouldn't have called it a sci-fi action. I just would have called it sci-fi.
Yeah, they had sci-fi action because, like I said, I kind of schooled myself a little bit to certain things. It was a big budget film. They said $80 to $100 million worth this film, which
Which you can see though. You can see in all the special effects.
Yes,
They did a really good job with that.
All the things out. I mean, with the rocket ship going out of space, so they did put a lot of their budget onto that whole entire thing. So as far as with me, again, me not being a huge sci-fi guy, I think I could give it a 3. A solid 3. I would give it. I mean, again, I do like Brad Pitt as an actor, so therefore I think he didn't let me down as far as his acting. The acting that he did by himself. Tommy Lee Jones is actually in it, so they kind of gave me closure to what was going to end up happening at the end. It was one of those ones he just left his pops out there in space and figured it out, or that thing. So the closure was definitely there. So a 3.
He did just leave his pops on it.
Well, he
did. He didn't leave him. He to die though.
Yeah, like he went back for him.
Yeah, he said let him go, so he could have left him out on the space station, still going ahead and doing whatchamacallit. He actually coerced him to thinking that he was going to actually get back.
So he just basically buried him in space.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, he gave his father closure too at the same time.
He gave his father closure, knowing that he's the same type of person as him. He's going to go ahead and take it to the next level.
But he didn't care about Brad Pitt.
That's what he said.
He didn't care about Brad Pitt, but he could have ended up fighting. I think what my take was if there wasn't another person on this world that was like him, he would have stayed on that spaceship continuously trying to go ahead and find further life. Now that he saw that what type of person it was with his son, and that's why he says, I wish there was more people like you and I to go ahead and further this whole entire adventure and stuff like that. So what I got from it and what I took from it is he was okay knowing that, I didn't really care about you as a son and stuff like that, but I know you're on this world. I know you're dedicating your life to go ahead and do the whole space thing. So I'm okay, almost in a sense passing the torch, almost hence why he went ahead and went out in space and lived. Because he could have fought on the ship when he went to go get him. He could have fought and they could have been this huge conflict, but it was not that. So again, 3. That's where I was at with the movie.
Cool. All right. For me, I'm going to go a little bit lower. I always ask myself when I'm going to recommend a movie, well, first of all, would I recommend it to a friend of mine to spend money and time going to a movie theater to go and see the movie? And for me, this movie did not qualify for that. I was sitting there. It kind of reminded me, if you saw the movie Passengers with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, that's his name, right? Chris Pratt. It was just the two of them out there in space for pretty much the whole movie. Very, very simple movie, great optics, big stages, looked all very, very spacey and a very spacey sci-fi. But really, when it boiled down to it, it was just two people stuck on a spaceship. This had very much of that same pacing to me. If you're a major Brad Pitt fan, I can see you wanting to go see this movie, to see every movie that Brad Pitt is in.
Right.
But otherwise, I don't really recommend it. It was a very slow-moving, very slow-paced movie, a very quiet, very peaceful movie. I think that was part of the space concept because it's very quiet in space. But I did not enjoy it. I was frankly bored.
Even though it was your pick of a movie. So.
Yes, even though, and I love sci-fi space movies of all types.
Yeah.
Passengers, I even enjoyed it a little bit more than this one, but I'm going to give it I'm going to give it a 2.5 stars. And I would recommend that you wait for it.
Yeah.
I can't
Definitely
recommend going out to the movie theater for it.
Definitely that. Netflix, wait for it to come
Yeah,
HBO.
when it comes out, when
that'd
you
be a cool
download
movie, like
it.
if you on a Sunday, a rainy day, on a Sunday, you don't got nothing else to do. Yeah, I already know where you're at. So,
That's
I'd
my
never
rating.
see that movie again. It will not hurt my existence.
And that was my other thing too, Terry. So thank you for saying that. And that was my life better off by seeing this movie? And no, it wasn't. I would not have missed anything if I had not seen this movie. My life would have gone on just fine. So
You got it with any movie that would end up happening.
well, I'm just saying.
Mike, I'm messing with
It did not enhance my day.
I think it helped.
I could have spent Friday afternoon doing other things. So that's how I feel.
2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
3, 2.5, undecided. Okay,
So
Rob.
far.
So far.
Yeah, since the spotlight's on me, I've seen a few sci-fi movies. I haven't seen Passengers or the Serenity, whatever the other one was called. I did see Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey, and I actually kind of liked this a little bit better than Interstellar, maybe because there was a few action scenes. You said it was action earlier, and as I sat here, I remember there was scenes where, you know, like when they were transporting to the dark side of the moon, where the two ships, where they had like a firefight going on. Brad Pitt fell off the thing in the beginning, and I liked the beginning a lot when he fell off the tower. Like the way that they shot it, it just made me feel like I was falling off the thing. Like it was a really good cinematography. The cinematography was amazing in the movie.
Agreed.
The special effects, which I think most of the $80 or $100 million budget came from, was awesome. I liked seeing the planets, how they looked, and the pictures that they showed us. I think those were more than likely real pictures of planets, and it was just nice to see them on the big screen. As far as the movie itself, it was slow. It was quiet. I didn't mind it too much. I expected it and the pace of this movie to just be that kind of movie. So I didn't understand a lot of the things. Like the title for one made no sense to me. Astra.
Ad Astra, yeah.
They don't really explain what that's about.
It had nothing to do with the movie. There wasn't a spaceship. There wasn't a bomb. It was just a random working title that they had, and it sounds spacey. Ad Astra. So they just found the reason.
And they
to
never
go.
gave any clarification
At all.
about the whole entire movie. Like,
At all.
There's no
What that
mission, there's no name of the ship or anything.
It's like a play on words. I thought
Yeah.
I was sitting here. Maybe if we mix the words around, it'll be like Dad Stars or something. Who knows? But Brad Pitt was alone for most of the time. I like Brad Pitt as an actor, so I enjoyed watching him act and just his character because he does a good job, and he had a lot of pressure on him. I feel to be emotional, and he delivered. So it wasn't anything bad that he did. I think the movie was just a slow paced movie, and to me they found a random reason to throw Brad Pitt out in space and have him save the world and come back, and it was like, okay, he just kind of had to let go of his father and let go of that. And I think that's part of the reason why
he got closure.
Yeah, he wanted that
He
closure.
wanted that closure,
And that's what he wanted.
His job was basically because of his father. You know, he became because he says he was seeking approval and stuff like that. So for the fact of thinking that your dad was dead for that whole amount of time and stuff like that, and you're that driven of a person, you know, you want to go ahead and if your job is going to intertwine that whole entire thing to go ahead and find him. I can see why, you know, he had that added gumption to go ahead and say it if he was really alive and just go ahead and say, okay, I'm done. Now I know that he wasn't this type of guy that I thought he was. He's totally different. So I'm okay now, completely closing this chapter of my life with him. So
basically, and I think it gave him. I think they realized that too in the mission that he started getting emotional towards it, and that's why they tried to take him off and hide all this stuff. And I don't know, Brad Pitt did whatever he had to do to get on that ship, and he definitely got on it, and he completed his mission. So I'm going to give the movie actually 3 stars like Ray did because I enjoyed the graphics and. I wasn't so much bored. It was just a slower movie. Yeah. So that's my score. 3.
So we got 3, 2.5, 3.
Okay. I don't know. I'm still thinking. I'm like, I want to say 1. The reason I want to say 1 is just, I love sci-fi. I mean, if you're going to look for a movie like Event Horizon, this is not it. There was, to me, they say this was action. I don't know. I love space movies. The Alien franchise.
That's a whole nother genre.
Yeah,
it's space. It's space. It's sci-fi and horror. But it's just some of these movies. The one with Sandra Bullock we were talking about. I can't remember the name of that one, but I'm sure you'll splash something on it right now.
Maybe. If I deem it worth it.
And Interstellar. I did like Interstellar a little bit more than this movie.
All right.
And I like Serenity more than this movie. But space movies this generation, to me, have taken a really big dip. They're not what they used to be. And you can put grade A actors in them, and I still feel like they don't have the mass appeal like some of the other movies. Sandra Bullock's movie I remember it did okay, but it kind of plateaued at a point.
She did okay. She got an Oscar for it also.
No, she got nominated, didn't she?
I thought she won the Oscar for it.
Of course she did. No, I said she'll get an Oscar for it. Remember? Because I said she gets as soon as she does the movie, she gets an Oscar. I don't think she got an Oscar for that one.
Okay.
Hold on.
And then the Interstellar one, I mean, it was... And I was going to say the Serenity one too, but...
So you're going to go with one?
There's
nothing wrong with that. I mean,
I think I'm going to
if
go
that's
with
your rating, that's your rating.
One's good.
I think I'm going to go with one. Because, again, I just felt like we were... I just felt like...
3, 3, 2.5.
1, 3, 3, 2.5.
I just felt like if I could have got up and left, I wanted to get up and left.
Well, I think that's a one then.
Yeah. Sir.
Well, it's better than some of your other ones. It was like a negative.
Yeah.
Got -6, -4, so we got a 1. A positive
one.
So let's
All
wrap
right,
this up
guys.
then. We have given our ratings
Definitely.
and we have given our opinions.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
guys, like I said, again, Rotten Tomatoes, they all give their things. This is 4 different guys with 4 different personalities of things. This is what it is.
That was interesting, though. No, I just wanted to say that was very interesting because you said, I'm not cutting you off.
What did you call it?
I'm agreeing. It was that Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 80-something from critics, which
And
is a
audience-
great score, but the audience scores were
56.
56.
Yeah.
So it tells you half and half. People liked it, half and half. The other half and half
Hold
didn't.
on. He said he wants to. He's going to give it a Paul.
Okay.
1 out of 4.
1 out of 4. So yeah, the thing about it is, I mean, we bring different perceptions and different identities to this whole entire table, and we look for different things. So therefore, I guess a unified thing that we basically said, don't go see it. Just wait for it to go ahead and go over it. Yeah, just wait for it. It's a great Netflix and chill with whomever you want to go ahead and chill.
Definitely Netflix movie.
Netflix for sure.
Chill is the keyword.
Chill.
I'm sorry, I could not recommend that for people to Netflix and chill off of.
You don't watch movies when you Netflix and chill.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Netflix
the
and chill movie.
I do watch Netflix.
You ain't chilling the right way.
You
then.
don't. When you do it.
Now it's hitting him.
So
Now it's hitting him. Guys, we enjoyed the movie somewhat.
Well, you edited that one. All right, so with that being said, guys,
Guys, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos.
Absolutely. Subscribe. Please comment. If you're not in agreement with us, if you feel as if that video was, top notch, let us know. Like I said, we welcome any conversation, any dialect, any feedback from this whole experience that you got from listening to us. So with that being said, guys, live your
best
Life.
all right. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.